Hi, my name is Jason Morgan. Welcome to my YouTube channel and into my studio again. And on this video I'm going to show you how to paint this cute little gosling in oils. This is the speeded up version, but there's a full 2-hour version over on my brand new Patreon channel if that's a better speed for you. So let's see how I start painting it. Painting water can seem really complicated, so I like to simplify it as much as possible. I get a base tone in, so a middle tone, then I go in with the darks. And I like to blend it out if I need a blurry effect. Second day I go back in again, do a second layer, paint in much more detail and get a lot more accuracy in the colours as well. Then when that underlayer is completely dry, I retransfer my drawing so I've got a simple shape that I can follow when I block in the reflection. It's important that these reflection marks are going to line up with the ripples of the water, so that's why it's good to transfer it. Then I just block in the ripples that come off of the reflection marks to make it all match up. And then when that's done I can start to block in the underpainting on the gosling. Usually working with the mid-tones, reserving my darkest darks and lightest lights for the end of the painting. When you're painting soft subjects, it's really good to be doing that wet in wet, because that automatically creates a soft edge with all of the brush strokes. And you'll see that technique done quite easily in this close-up of the whole body and head. Notice also that I'm using the brush strokes in the direction of the feather growth. And then just some black for the eye and a little tiny highlight to bring it more to life. And then I can start to refine the face and the head a little bit more. Popping in the beak with some darks. And then when it's dry again, I'm going to go over with yet another layer. This is really a layer for refining the water. When you break the water up into stages like this, it becomes much more simplified and really manageable for anybody who wants to do a painting. And then I can begin to work on another layer of the gosling, refining all the time. So even complicated subjects can become quite easy to paint when you start to do them in layers, refining each layer one after another. Using the rigger brush to put in the suggestions of some feathery clumps. I don't want to put too much detail in because I want to keep this painting soft, but in the highest highlights I'm using a thick paint, so no medium and no thinners in there. And that really makes it stand out from the darks, and the darks are usually kept quite thin. Now I'm refining the head a little bit more, going lighter and lighter on my highlights, but still reserving the brightest ones for the last. Remember, the lightness and the darkness is much more important than the colour. It's what will really give it realism. Then I've refined the beak and I'm starting on that water droplet underneath. It's very simple, but it's an effective technique. And then it's time to rework the body. And then I'm refining the water as well, just adding some more ripples here and there. Now as this is a wild gosling, the feathers are not that pristine and vibrant, so I'm trying to dull them down a bit by adding complementary colours into my paint mixes. And that gives a much more realistic effect. And remember as well, you need a dark underpainting before you can put those highlights on top. A highlight onto a bright spot underneath will not work. So with the underlayer now dry, I just put a little bit of medium onto the gosling, and that helps the paint to flow onto the canvas. It's a tiny amount, and I wipe most of it off with kitchen tissue. And that's very similar to oiling out a painting, so it makes the darks nice and rich again. And the darker the darks are, the brighter the brights look. So then it's on to the final stages of refinement, and I keep the last bits of highlights right to the end. Hope you've enjoyed that video, and if so, I got lots more on my YouTube channel, and don't forget, the only way not to miss out on any new videos is to click the subscribe button. On my website I've got full-length feature videos, I've got reference photo CDs and ebooks, and also the new Easy Trace line art tool. So hope to see you either on my YouTube or my website jasonmorgan.co.uk. See you all again real soon.